Okay, hey everyone, and welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Three Hopes. And we do have some supports that I could do. Yeah, tell you what, we'll start with going to... Well, since we're about to go see Leonie and Lysithea, yeah, sure.
Grivens, Leonie, you're alive! I thought you went and kicked the bucket!
What the heck?
And I'm equally surprised to find you on the right side of the dirt.
Wait, what?
Still hunting for treasure while arrows rain down around you?
How you know this person? Excuse me, I need to veto you, sir. Or vet you. There we go. What's going on?
I saw you speaking with a churlish-looking man near the gate earlier, Leonie.
Yeah?
What, him? Oh, he's just a mercenary I met a while back.
When did you do this?
I see. Given his filthy appearance, I thought he might be a wild bandit.
Not hardly. Although, if I'm being honest, he's more of a scavenger than a mercenary.
That makes sense.
A scavenger?
Exactly. See, folks like him go to battlefields and loot anything worth a bit of coin that's lying around.
Did someone tell Baltus about this profession?
Noble folk call them midden men, but that's a pretty lousy nickname.
Midden men. I've never heard of that before.
I've heard tales of such people, but...
Yeah, they live in a different world from you and me. Honestly, you could probably live the rest of your life and never run into another one.
I had no idea.
What's up?
Hey, don't look so glum. There's nothing wrong with not knowing about that kind of life.
Except that I wish to know more about commoners.
Really?
But in order to do so, I would need to speak with all manner of different people. Leonie, may I ask you something? I once read something that has stayed with me, and I wonder if you might confirm it.
Okay.
Sure, hit me.
Well, one particular book stated that the cookies and cakes eaten by commoners are not sweet.
Uh-huh.
But then another book claimed that commoners do not actually eat desserts at all.
Lysithea, what the heck are you reading? This sounds like some very biased material.
So, do they not eat sweets? Or are the sweets they prefer simply not honeyed?
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I ate plenty of treats as a kid that weren't sweet at all.
I can't even imagine.
I mean, yeah, they do exist.
There's no way for most commoners to afford the sweets that nobles enjoy.
Oh, yeah, that is true. That is true. But, yeah, because sugar would probably be in high demand. Yeah, okay.
So instead, we eat unsweetened treats. Might be better to call them snacks, really.
Commoner snacks?
They're probably different from what you're used to. They're hard, dry, and look kind of plain. Anyway, you make a rough dough out of whatever grains you have lying around and fry it up. It's basic, but it's filling.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So if I were to become a commoner, I would also eat these snacks.
I mean, I think you can do so regardless.
I'd never eat sweet candy again.
Oh, and, on many of Lysithea's supports, she ends up, just getting rid of her. Yeah, I actually looked into that. On if Lysithea would, how her endings would be once, I finished all the routes. Except for hers with Byleth, because I still need to see that. But it turns out if she ends up with Claude, he actually finds a cure for her. I wonder how he did that. Because people told me only Linhardt or Edelgard would do that. Nah, no, Claude will too. Anyways, point is, I'm pretty sure she's already on that track. Because how she speaks about her house, she's not going to want to become the next head. She wants to become the last, or, her parents be the last.
Well, not every commoner is forced to live on snacks. I bet you could get your hands on sweets if you were a merchant or an artisan or something.
That's very true.
But anyway, you're a noble. Why are you worried?
As I was just saying.
I'm sorry. It was merely a hypothetical.
So many of these seem like they would go into... I guess Lysithea might announce it later in the story.
Thank you, Leonie. You were very helpful.
And this is an interesting conversation from my two heavy hitters. And the Golden Deer, I remember they were literally talking about their own training methods, and it fit so well.
Was I? Huh. Well, if you've got any other questions, feel free to fire away. Oh, and for the record, the kids in my village were always happy with whatever snacks we could get. They were simple, sure, but also good in a weird way. You should try them sometime.
Please do.
A simple taste, is it? Intriguing. Maybe I should try making one of these snacks and see if Leonie wants to eat it with me.
See, how they gonna do that? There's so many cliffhangers in these. It's bogus, man. But alright. Speaking of, I think, well, actually, Lysithea still has more. With who? Oh! Okay, yeah. Let's go to Claude first. I gotta see this. What you gonna say, man?
Hey, Lysithea, you have a minute? There's something I need to talk to you about.
It might be serious, though. Who knows?
Fine. You can have 1 minute. I might not look it, but I'm actually pretty busy here.
You sound like you're on the way to some sweets.
Don't I know it? I can't remember the last time I saw you take a break.
Huh.
Anyway, I'll keep it quick. It's about what happened in our last fight. Charging in headfirst like that isn't like you, Lysithea.
Huh.
And not in a good way.
That's actually a good point.
And what, in your expert opinion, makes it so unlike me?
Like, you can hear the change in the tone of her voice when she's speaking to Claude.
All I did was end the battle in the quickest, most efficient way possible.
Okay, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. That's completely my fault. I take too many risks when I'm using my glass cannon. Because, like she said, quickest, most efficient way. All that being said, it's probably she's being too reckless.
Which in turn kept damages to a minimum. If anything, you should be thanking me.
It worked this time, sure. But there was a good chance it could have failed, too.
Yeah?
You shouldn't leave things up to fate like that. If things hadn't gone your way, you could have lost your entire unit. You and your soldiers alike would be at the feet of the goddess right now.
Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
My point is, you need to make decisions based on strategy, not chance. I thought someone as smart as you would understand that.
You're not wrong.
Yes, that's enough lectures for today. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But had my unit not rushed in, the battle would have dragged on for far too long.
Also true.
The fighting would have surely raged into the next day. We would have had to revisit our tactics entirely if the enemy changed formations at daybreak. And if things had gone south from there, it could have taken us more days further to finish the battle.
You know, I'm reminded, people told me that her voice actor also voices Tanya from her namesake show. In the Japanese version, that's a Tanya thing to do.
I won't insist I made the right decision, but don't imply I didn't consider the possibilities. I was always fully aware that we could fail.
That actually is fair. That's very fair.
But failure didn't even have to be an option. Sure, the battle dragging on would have had an impact on the war at large. But so what? In the grand scheme of things, your life is far, far more valuable than a few measly days of combat.
I see you, Claude. I see you. See, I think I agree with Claude, but I know that's not for the war's sake. That might not be the best. Like, it's results versus, you know, it's in the essence of Fire Emblem in general, I feel. How your units aren't just chess pieces, they're actual people.
Please, Lysithea, I need you to promise me you won't put yourself in danger like that again.
I would hate if I lost Lysithea after this conversation.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
You know, it's not just your own life you're rolling the dice with. Every single soldier you command would die with pride by your word.
So, you're saying I fail as a leader? Yes, maybe I do.
Actually, your authority level was pretty daggum high. I think you have an advantage in that. I might be wrong.
Well, Feel free to remove me from my post if you don't think I should be commanding troops. That's wholly within your right. Do what you will.
This is more serious than I'm used to between the two of them.
Until then, I'm going to do what I will. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Yeesh. I don't know what's up with her, but I can't help if she's gonna be that stubborn about it. Either way, it doesn't seem like she's changing tunes anytime soon. Guess I'll just have to do what I can to keep her safe in the meantime.
Timetables. That's the name of the game with her. But she hasn't said it once in any of her supports. Marianne and Leonie's are done. She hasn't started Raps. Hilda's is locked. We only have one more grape. Yeah, she's rounding out on the end of them. At least for this current team, which that's another thing I'll mention later. For now, I think it's a good time. Ooh, Marianne's B. And Lawrence C. Okay, well, yeah, let's definitely start with Lawrence then.
My, if it isn't Marianne, how is the fine maiden today?
The fine maiden.
Oh, Lawrence. I'm alright, thank you.
Off to the chapel again? Your devotion never ceases to amaze me.
Yes, I am.
Tell me, do you regret taking part in this war?
That question again?
I was most surprised to hear you were joining our forces, so if you are overexerting yourself for whatever such reason...
I mean, Edmund, bruh.
I'm not, and I wouldn't say I regret it either.
Hmm?
I had no other choice.
Yeah.
When the Officers' Academy shut down, my adoptive father insisted I join the army. I wasn't given the opportunity to say no.
I need to meet Edmund. I need to deliver one fist of justice to his face.
I see. So it is by the will of Margrave Edmund that you're with us.
Yes.
I can only presume he did so as a show of his loyalty to the cause, considering he cannot make much use of his own soldiers.
That just makes it even worse, though. Like, really? As a show of good faith, I give you my daughter?
Yet, you do not seem entirely on board with the concept. Are you sure this is what you want? If need be, I would be glad to contact your father and sort this out for you.
Just stop. I'm fine with this. It's not like I have anywhere else to go anyway. This is the only option I have. So please, just leave me be.
Marianne, we are living through an era of immense change.
That we are.
This great war has entangled the three eminent powers in Fodlan, and will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on the continent at large.
3, not 4?
Leicester cannot stay the way it is now. No, it must not.
Was this locked too?
Why are you telling me all this?
Listen carefully, Marianne. I believe this moment in time to be a wonderful opportunity for you to turn a new leaf. I too feel pressure to do the same, and I have spent my days reacting in kind. Why don't you and I welcome in this new era together as changed people?
If only it were that easy. Perhaps things wouldn't be such a struggle. I'm sorry. I will continue to be as I always have. All I can do is pray.
I hope Marianne's paralogue is something special in this.
If you'll excuse me.
Because I feel it. I feel it. I get where Lawrence was coming from, but I kind of felt like he was pushing her into something that she didn't quite want to do yet. On that note, let's... Alright, yeah. Let's do the first cross-house support. Like I said, I am very surprised. I was wondering if they were just staring awkwardly at each other. I'm very surprised that this didn't happen earlier. I'm sorry. I just want to let it play through just a little bit. And then do that.
Hey, so... Oh, go ahead. I didn't actually have anything important to say.
Yeah, it's weird, you know, after playing the game for... Actually, yeah, by the time this comes out, it will have officially been 3 years for me. Playing it for 3 years, and I've known of them both, but they've never interacted.
No, you can go first, Bernadetta.
When I would think it would be something natural. Well, I mean, if this counts as natural.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start. I saw a lovely white butterfly in the mess hall this morning.
Did you now?
Oh, but while the wings and body were both white, its eyes were crimson. It was beautiful. I saw one just like that at the stables. You saw one too? Yes, its eyes glittered like tiny jewels. It was wondrous to behold. I wonder if it was the same butterfly I saw. That would be something, huh?
This sounds so much like, so how's the weather out there?
Yes, it would be a most lovely coincidence.
Yep. Back to standby mode.
Well, I guess it's my turn. This morning I awoke earlier than usual and...
Are they practicing talking? Like, is that what's happening? They came to an agreement off camera that they would help each other learn how to talk better?
Well, since I had extra time, I climbed a small hill and looked out over the landscape. You woke up bright and early, huh? That's great. So how was the scenery? Seeing the plains hued red by the sunrise was especially striking. It's like I was standing inside a painting, or... I'm sorry, I can't put it into words very well.
No, that's kind of wholesome. It's kind of wholesome, and Ignatz would love this conversation.
Wow, I wish I could have seen it. Maybe I can manage to drag myself out of bed before noon one day.
Actually, you're not in your... whatever that hut is.
Oh dear, listen to me. I'm sorry for going on as long as I did.
Long as you did.
No, it's alright. Really. And actually... Yes, Bernadetta? Well, I guess... I mean, it's been a long time since I've been able to talk this much with someone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm rather awful at speaking to other people myself. So this has been somewhat strange for me as well. Yeah. So, I was thinking it might be nice if we could chat again sometime. What do you think? That would be delightful. Oh, thanks, Marianne. I gotta think of lots of things to talk about for next time. Okay, so there's carnivorous plants, interesting books, the doll I'm knitting, carnivorous plants...
Why are we back to that?
You talked about those today as well. Yeah, but there are lots of different kinds? Anyway, I think this is gonna be great.
Okay. About what I expected, but that's a good... Well, I mean, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. We finally get to see the two of them interact. Because I would think, yeah, the Blue Lions don't really have someone like that. I mean, I guess Ash would be the closest one, but Ash doesn't really have a problem talking. It's just, you know, the noble thing. But I like that. Bernie has an O right with us. I hadn't quite decided... Though we have Petra now. We have Petra now. Wait, how many units we have? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. There's at least one more we'll get. And I'm fairly certain we're gonna get at least all the Ashen Wolves. Because Balthus would need his supports with his team, I would think. Like, for them just to not be... I just feel like if we have one, I think the one should be able to convince the other three. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think the Ashen Wolves have too strong ties. Constance might not. If Constance is in Edelgard's army, she might be hard to get. That would be interesting. On that note, though, where were we? Yes.
What a wonderful meal.
Huh.
Hey, you've still got some food left. You don't want it? That Ogma Wolverine meat's super hard to come by, you know.
Is it? I wouldn't know.
Oh, I don't really eat meat. You can have it.
That makes sense.
Don't mind if I do then. You know, I always feel strangely energized after eating this stuff.
No, I saw that. I should tell you all. I saw Crew 5's episode, and he did one thing that I didn't. He took Marianne in an expedition, which I have those now. But I'm out of points, darn it. I don't know if you noticed. I realized too late that I didn't have any food effects, so I had to use my last 2 for that.
You look so pleased to be eating it.
It's not every day I get to hear you laugh. Did I look funny or something?
No, it's just that the look on your face made me feel happy.
And my phone cut off again. I was gonna say something about how that made me happy, I think, but I forgot. Anyways.
Instead of just watching other people stuff their faces, maybe you'd enjoy trying some yourself?
Hey, maybe, but I think she cares for animals, and that's the thing.
I am perfectly content just watching.
Huh. Well, anyway, it seems like you've gotten more comfortable eating with me, Marianne.
Yeah.
I have. When you told me not to act like someone I'm not, at first I didn't know what to do with myself. But I still thought I could learn something from you. And as I talked with you more, I just got used to us eating together.
I see. Then why not branch out and eat with other people too?
We don't want to push her too much.
Mealtimes are a great opportunity to make new friends after all. Making conversation and sitting around the dinner table go hand in hand.
Yeah, kinda.
That's how we ended up friends, right? It might be a good chance to get to know someone else. What's wrong?
I'm sorry, it's just... my adoptive father said the same thing to me once.
Though I'm pretty sure he had ulterior motives.
He did?
He often criticized me because I avoided other people so much. He said that, as the heir to House Edmund, I must be at least somewhat sociable.
You know, I'm just now... By the way, has anybody seen, is it Ascendance of a Bookworm? I'll probably hide it up on the screen. Really nice anime, and I'm reminded of something that happened in that with Marianne. But aside from that, I'm just now realizing her uniform speaks. Like, I was wondering what it seemed kind of off based on how Marianne is. Edmund probably picked this out. It has a regal feel, and you know you have money, which makes sense.
But he never bothered to understand how difficult it was for me to do that.
Because Marianne might actually be the richest person here. I'd never even considered that. I'm gonna say that.
I'm sorry. I was being insensitive, just like your father.
No, you've done nothing wrong.
Because I just wanna, I'm not trying to push Marianne. I'm really not.
But I don't think it's a good idea for me to get involved with too many people.
Why?
The crest.
I only bring misery and misfortune to anyone who gets too close to me.
That's not true at all. Why do you even think that?
It is true. I know it.
Okay, if that's the case, then how is it possible for us to be hanging out right now without any problems?
The Linhardt angle?
You're right. I should have been more vigilant and kept some distance between us.
Dadgummit.
But you're so kind, and I just like being around you.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Nah, what? Can we just talk about that? "You're so kind, and I just like being around you." Then to follow up with, "I'm sorry." Like Marianne just said, I'm at a loss for words on how I feel about that. Like, you can tell she cares for us. That's an understatement, I think.
I'll stay as far away from you as I can from now on. I should go.
Hey, wait! Marianne! What am I gonna do about her?
We need that paralogue. It'll come. It'll come. And when it does, I'm looking forward to some things. Now then, I do have mine. I'll hold off on mine and Bernie's for right now. But I think we can go. It's just Hilda and Linhardt? Who's Claude got one with? Ignatz? Let's go to Ignatz then.
Hey there, Ignatz. What are you up to?
Oh, Claude. I was just admiring the scenery. I come here sometimes to bask in the embrace of unfettered natural beauty. Stunning, isn't it? I find being in the environment like this to be quite calming.
Like I said, Marianne.
You can say that again. My favorite napping spot's always been right under a nice, shady tree.
Yeah?
Well, it does sound comfortable.
Ignatz, you always wanted to be a painter, right?
Huh? Well, yes, but how did you know that?
Oh, easy. I've got you all figured out, my friend. All your secrets, your worries, everything. Kidding, of course.
Right.
Well, I think anybody who knows you, Ignatz, could figure it out.
Really, it wasn't too hard to piece together. I heard you haven't always wanted to be a knight.
Yeah?
And seeing you take in the world the way you do, there was only one possibility. You dreamed of being a painter, but gave it up before you could ever make it a reality.
My father wished that I become a knight, yes. But the decision to actually do so was mine alone. That's enough of that, though. What demands our attention most in this moment is the instability among the Alliance nobles.
Oh, you're gonna talk about that?
As a knight, I must do whatever I can to help alleviate the situation.
You're right. The whole Alliance has been in complete chaos ever since Shahid attacked.
Really? Okay, one, they know that Prince Shahid is the one who attacked? Like, do they actually have a stat sheet and they're like, okay, yes, this is Prince Shahid, this is what he looks like?
We'll need the unified support of all the noble families if we want to make it through this. But things aren't going quite the way they should.
And would this have been locked if I didn't do this now? Because he's about to attack again.
I really wish there was more I could do to help.
Okay, I need to not slack on Claude's supports.
In that case, how about we send you on a reconnaissance mission?
What?
It's simple. You go to all sorts of different places, maybe scout out a few towns, and take note of everything you see and hear while you're there.
Maybe even draw a few pictures.
Sounds like the perfect job for you, doesn't it?
Are you sure I'm the right person for it?
Of course I'm sure. I want you to travel the world, Ignatz.
Yeah.
See the wonders it has to offer with your own two eyes.
You know, I thought my dream of becoming a painter was nothing more than dust in the wind. That giving up was my only path forward in life. But you've shown me that isn't how it has to be. Once this war is over, I'll do whatever it takes to make it a reality again.
As you should. What kind of dream would it be if you just abandoned ship the moment one little thing knocked you off course?
Yeah?
Thank you, Claude. Once I'm a full-fledged painter, I'll be sure to do a wonderful portrait of you. I promise.
Oh, really? We're gonna need it if he ends up leaving again.
Sounds good to me. Oh, and make sure it's extra grand so that it'll survive for centuries to come.
He's not kidding. Please do that.
Yes, of course.
Before people forget who he even was. Alright. Now then, I've been curious to see if... Oh, we also have... Interesting. I don't have many of Ignatz's now that I'm looking at it. I'm curious to see if Ignatz will bring up the certain someone. So let's go.
Hey there, Ignatz!
Oh, Raphael!
I've been looking all over for you. Got a minute to chat?
Of course. With all the battles lately, we've barely had any time to sit down and rest.
Right? It feels like I don't even see you anymore. And I definitely don't have enough time to show off my muscles.
Glad to see you haven't changed at all these past 2 years. The Officers' Academy shut down so suddenly. I scarcely would have imagined we'd all end up back together as part of an army.
Same here. Oh, and I could hardly believe my ears when I found out you signed up to be a knight over with Lawrence.
Why?
To be honest, I had nowhere else to turn. I owe a great debt to him and his generosity.
Gotcha. He's not such a bad guy, that Lawrence.
Uh-huh.
I agree. Tell me, Raphael, how have you been holding up these past 2 years? I hear your family opened an inn.
Oh yeah, me, my grandpa, and Maya. Business is going pretty great if you ask me.
That's wonderful. And how is Maya?
She's as sunny as always.
Didn't...
That reminds me, she was pretty worried about you. I better write her a letter and tell her you're okay.
Didn't Ignatz end up with Maya in one of the endings? I'm pretty sure that was the case.
I'm sure she wants to see you. Bet you're feeling the same way, huh?
Of course, I'd love to come and... That is, I should write her a letter.
What's wrong?
Life never works out the way you want, does it?
Talk, Ignatz.
Huh?
Oh, it's nothing. Just thinking back to my childhood. Back then, I felt like I had the power to do whatever I wanted.
Oh, he's still talking about being an artist. Okay.
What do you mean? I still feel like that now.
All right.
You do?
Sure. I know I joined the Officers' Academy to be a knight, but that option's off the table. But look at me now. I might not be a knight, but I'm fighting in a war as if I was. All you've got to do is put your mind to it, and you can do anything you want. Trust me.
Yes. I think you're right. Thanks, Raphael.
Nothing? Okay. Well, we got one more. Come on, Ignatz. I know you have to mention it eventually. Or there is an A rank with Lawrence. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
But since this is our personal one, he's probably going to mention being a painter again.
Looks like he's at it again. How's the book, Ignatz?
Ah! Could you please not surprise me like that?
Sorry. So, you got more books, huh? They look expensive.
They were tucked away in my family's storeroom. I had my
Oh.
brother send them to me. We're a merchant family. All the books here are technically meant to be for sale.
Isn't that devaluing the quality of the books?
But they've gone unsold for years now. So
Oh.
we sent them. Without telling my father.
Oh! I'm gonna ask you about your father.
I take it your old man is pretty strict?
Not exactly. But he does take his business very, very seriously.
I mean, that makes sense as a merchant.
My father is quite set in his ways. At least my brother is easy to talk to. And he listens to even my strangest requests. That's why I tend to go to him for everything. I wonder if he feels sorry for me since I became a knight for our family's benefit.
It's possible.
So, you didn't really want to do it then?
Well, no, that's not... I did it because I wanted to help them.
But, you know, your own personal desires are void of that.
Now that I'm a knight for House Gloucester, I've been able to make a lot more connections with the nobility. If I use that to help my family's business, then I'm perfectly happy with where I am.
If you say so. What kind of books did you borrow?
A bunch of travel journals and collections of letters from far-off places.
Anything I might be interested in?
No matter how painful life may be, it all fades away when I read these books and imagine myself traveling.
Actually, yeah. I got another document that we need to read.
Wait, did you just say painful? I knew you weren't happy. What you really want to do is travel around and paint all the scenery you like, don't you?
Yeah?
What? How do you know that?
Again, just like Claude.
You're not exactly hiding it. You've got books on painting techniques, preparing pigments, and all that kind of stuff right here.
Yes. The truth is, I love painting. I know the world holds all these wondrous sights that I can't even begin to imagine. If only I could see them for myself and capture them on canvas. I used to dream of doing that. But things are different now, you know?
They are, but they won't be forever.
I don't regret becoming a knight, and I didn't do it just for my family's sake. I want to do my part to shape Fodlan's future. It's my responsibility as much as anyone else's. That conviction has only grown with every battle. Ah, that must have sounded so arrogant. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing myself.
Well, that's new. And it seems interesting with the glasses.
All right. If you're gonna make it that clear you don't regret your choice, then I'll stop pestering you. But this war is gonna end one day. Why not keep your dreams alive for when it does?
Maybe I will.
Alright, not what I hoped. But alright. And who do we got left? Lawrence and... Wait, is that... Ah, just moi, okay. And then Hilda and Linhardt. Okay. Then why don't we go with Hilda and Linhardt first?
And heave.
Hello, Hilda. What are you doing?
Organizing our gear? What does it look like?
Really?
I know what it looks like. It just doesn't seem believable. You working, I mean. You never do that.
She's been working on it. Working, I guess.
Well, the person who's supposed to be doing it is hurt, so I agreed to pitch in and help out.
Did you now?
But you always have others do your work for you.
Okay, slow down, pal. It's not like I run around asking people to take on work for me.
Press X to doubt.
I just let them do it if they want to.
Rapidly tap X to doubt. I mean, no, that is... I mean, that's true. She does do that, but...
No matter the particulars of the process,
yeah,
the outcome is the same.
Exactly.
Regardless, it's admirable of you to take the place of an injured comrade without begrudging them. Oh, and to be clear, I'm not here to help. I'm taking a well-earned break right now. Plus, you seem to have a handle on things yourself.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about it. I was like, they're kind of kindred spirits, too. I mean, Linhardt doesn't ask other people to do his work. He's just not about doing it himself.
I haven't even asked you to help yet.
Not out loud, no, but your eyes tell a different tale.
That's fair.
Actually, I was thinking that if you had time for chit-chat, you had time to lend me a hand or two. But even I'm not enough of a jerk to ask a guy for help when he's on a break.
I'll take your word for it. I don't think I've seen anything contrary.
I am delighted you grasp the importance of rest. There are many out there who say the most unthinkable things on the subject.
But that is true. Hilda got Annette to rest and take a break.
Oh, Linhardt, you're on break? Perfect. Then you can help me with this awful whatever that I'm doing.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Do they even understand the concept of downtime? Or is every waking moment merely a chance to increase their own productivity?
Though, Linhardt, you are speaking quite a lot while Hilda's just working there, you know.
Break time is for breaks.
You're speaking my language on that one. Although, to be fair, your life seems to be one permanent break. So I see why somebody might say that to you.
Again, though, it's never confirmed, but I think that's Flame's fault. Her crest.
Indeed. Sometimes they even claim I sleep too much, which is completely different from taking a break.
And considering we've seen his father now, I wonder if we'll get more info on that.
Wait, how is sleeping not a break?
Alas, how unfortunate. It appears you and I will not be able to reach common ground on this matter.
Yeah, Linhardt, I mean, sleeping... I mean, there are times where you can feel more tired after you sleep, but...
Laying it on a bit thick, aren't you?
That reminds me of something. Did I not see the injured comrade responsible for this storehouse hauling things at the goods depot this very morning?
You're not suggesting he got injured on a mission for Hilda?
Sure did. He said he wanted to help me out, so I asked him to take over.
I mean, normally that's fair.
At which point he promptly threw out his back and left this particular task to you. Yes, well, I now understand your reason for working. And with that, good night.
Ugh, that guy really bugs me sometimes. It's like he thinks he's better than me or something.
Well, I wonder about that. I do wonder about that. When it comes to Hilda, Linhardt might actually think that. But, alright. Now, I think we're about to be in for something. Maybe not. But was this locked? We'll see.
Tough fight, eh, Lawrence? I'm just glad we both made it back safe.
Indeed. Without your help, I surely would have met a noble warrior's demise. Thankfully, my admirers will have no reason to weep today.
Oh, really?
And for that, you have my gratitude.
I mean, he does have the second highest position in the Alliance right now, so...
Well, that took a weird turn.
Do you remember what I said before about the order of things in Fodlan?
How could anyone forget?
Yeah, wasn't it something like, you nobles are here to protect us commoners, so we all should just be good little kids and go take a nap or something?
Well, I don't recall saying anything about naps, but yes, we nobles have an obligation to protect the common folk. However, were a commoner to take a lethal strike in a noble's stead, then we have failed in our duty. I was dangerously close to suffering that fate myself.
You mean, in the sense that we were dangerously close to having us get killed?
Okay, sure, but you would have died if I hadn't saved you.
And in doing so, you put yourself in a most precarious position. Your life could have been forfeit.
Risking my neck to save others is just what I do.
Yeah, like, Lawrence, we're mercenary, man.
Yes, well, you were lucky to keep it unsevered this time. Mark my words, there is no reason a commoner should ever put their life on the line for a noble.
But what about one friend to another?
I couldn't bear the thought of someone of your status sacrificing their life for the sake of my own. So do not do that again. Are we clear?
This is like the inverse of what Marianne did. You know, it's like saying something with so much kindness, and then apologizing for that kindness. Well, not apologizing for the kindness, but, well, yeah, she kind of was. But anyways, for Lawrence, it's like, he said something so blasphemous, but realistically speaking, it's for our benefit if we don't do it. But...
Wow, that's how you repay the person who saved your life? I expected better from you, Lawrence.
No, that's not it. Truly, you have my sincere thanks. I simply want you to understand my position.
And that makes it seem not sincere.
All right, I take it back. No need to get all riled up. You're a real piece of work, you know that?
Me? How rude. I will have you know I'm quite serious about this matter.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we can end up in that situation 100 times, and I'll save you every single one.
Yeah?
Astonishing. You fail to understand me after all this.
No, I understand you. But once again, doesn't matter.
Nah, I get what you're going for.
Yeah.
I've got my own way of doing things.
Exactly, and my way is to protect you all.
Mercenary or no, I know there's nothing worse than watching an ally die right in front of me. Especially if they're weaker than me. I just can't help but jump in to save them, you know?
Shots fired.
Weaker? You cannot possibly mean me.
Do you want to scrap?
Hey, you're the one who almost kicked the bucket out there. If you don't want people rushing in to save you, then you've just got to get stronger.
All too true.
I must admit, your argument is sound. I cannot refute it. In that case, I ask you keep your eyes on me from this day forth. I shall endeavor to improve myself.
Well, that's always a plus.
The day my strength surpasses yours, my noble personage will save your commoner skin and restore the proper order to this world. Yes, this shall solve all of Fodlan's problems.
Weren't you just talking about Marianne, talking to Marianne about changing?
This is why nobody believes me when I say he's actually a decent guy.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But he is. Like, it sounded so noble when his father said, you know, make sure you do everything you can to protect the common folk. But, you know, there are clear issues. Okay. Well, that does it for the supports. So I think I will bid you all adieu while I go on to do this paralogue. And now it is time for the question of the day, and you know what it is. Like, literally, you know what it is. Favorite sport? Feel free to rank. Yeah, all that good stuff. See, the thing is, I was gonna go with asking if you thought it was worth it having the additional crosshouse supports, but they're not done yet, so I feel like you'd want to get the full picture. And there were a lot of supports this episode, so yeah. You know, I'm starting to become fine with it because I realize I'm uploading faster than I ever have with the Fire Emblem for as long as I have, so... And if you don't know, the question of the day takes me the longest time. Having to actually think of a question and then record it, you know, it's like I can't finish the episode until I think of a question, so... To have this, it makes things all the more easier, and I think people will be fine as long as that means the episodes will come out, so... With that being said, post your thoughts down in the comments below, and... The paralogue coming up, you might want to be there next time.